Howdy guys, I'm Allie.
I'm Abby.
And together we are the Dynamic Duo. Okay, so first things first, what are we going to be discussing about today, Abby?
Today we're going to be talking about agenda setting theory and social cognitive theory and how they differ from one another.
Alright, sounds great. So where do you want to start?
Well, before we dive in, we're going to start with agenda setting, but to give some context, agenda setting is the media putting forward what they think that the audience should be thinking about. It's not what to think, but it's what to think about and how to think about it.
All right, let's go. Hi, my name is Allie Moore, and I'm coming to you LIVE live here in College Station News. Today's #1 hit story is that the Starbucks in Evan Library is finally back with those peppermint mochas. I'm excited. I know you guys are pumped, so let's deck those halls and get in line because you know they're going to sell out quick. In other news, there was a shooting that happened at Northgate last night where the shooter misfired and injured 2 people. Accidents happen, people. It was just a misfire and the shooter had no bad intentions. Sadly, just another unfortunate situation. So don't let this bring you down. Finals are upon us, and we just have enough time to stay in that good old grind mindset. So that's all for now, folks, and remember, keep calm and get yourself a peppermint mocha.
Did y'all spot the agenda setting? Let's take a closer look.
Shooter misfired and injured 2 people.
Alice here is using the technique of framing by making certain aspects of the story more relevant and important than others. She's downplaying the fact that 2 people have been injured because of this misfire, while also making it clear to the audience that the shooter did not mean to fire his weapon.
Yes, the use of framing is very evident as well as her gatekeeping use. The term gatekeeping in agenda setting simply means that the news station is showing their audience what they feel like is the important news. With Alice, she states that with the #1 story of the day is the peppermint mocha is back in Evans, while making the shooting at Northgate less important. Let's compare another news station to Alice's.
Howdy, my name is Addie Walters and I'm with the Bryan News Station. I come to you this morning with very sad news. There was a shooting last night on Northgate where a shooter fired his weapon at 2 innocent civilians. There's been no word on their stability, but they are currently in critical condition. The shooter has been identified as a young white male and the 2 victims were 2 19-year-old black males. Eyewitnesses said to have heard some racial slurs coming from the shooter prior to the incident, but nothing has been confirmed. The Black Lives Matter movement has been protesting near Northgate and College Station to ensure justice is served.
As you can see, the 2 news reports are almost like night and day. The agenda setting theory comes into play with this news station by using both framing and priming. Looking back on the film,
where a shooter fired his weapon at 2 innocent civilians. Racial slurs, the 2 victims were 2 19-year-old black males. The Black Lives Matter movement. The shooter has been identified as a young white male.
This technique of repeated exposure to certain issues, in this case the racial comments, is called priming. This makes the racial comments a part of how we interpret this message. Agenda setting is evident through the Bryan News Station by making an effort to have the audience take away that this story is a Black Lives Matter issue.
Comparing the College Station news station to the Bryan News Station, you can see that different aspects of agenda setting were used and helped affect the audience on not what to think, but what to think about. The station with Alice used gatekeeping to portray that the peppermint mochas were the most important news story of the day, and that this was the story to be thinking about. She also used the technique of framing to highlight certain aspects of the shooting more than others. For example, highlighting that it was just an accident, just a mistake, a misfire, over other aspects. Whereas the Bryan News Station had the shooting as their main story of the day and used the technique of priming by stating in different ways multiple times that this was not an accident and that it was an issue of racial inequality.
Yes, so the main takeaways when it comes to agenda setting is that they can interpret and gatekeep what we view as the viewers. And so pretty much what it is that the media does not tell us what to think, but they tell us what to think about, and they put in our minds what we should be viewing as important news. So now that that's over with, let's go and check out social cognitive theory. All right, so Abby, what is social cognitive theory?
Social cognitive theory focuses on TV media influencing behavior through observational learning. It is the effect of viewing violent media which leads to violent behavior. The main thing here is that the media can influence people to act in some deranged ways.
Sweet, okay, so let's take a look at this TV show episode.
I'm first. You gotta I'm gonna grab some cereal. Yes. Bro, did you eat my cereal?
Yeah, what about it?
Dude, that's not cool.
Yeah, what are you gonna do about it?
This is what I'm gonna do about it. Next time, don't eat my Lucky Charms.
Superman!
Now let's see what happens when two people view it.
Okay, let's talk about the steps with this theory. There are 4 of them, and attention is number 1. Attention is when the viewer focuses on the action that is taking place. It is both simple and useful. As you can see, the 2 girls watching the show are not distracted and have their full focus on the screen.
I don't eat my Lucky Charms.
Superman!
I don't eat my Lucky Charms.
Step 2 is retention, where you internalize what is happening, both the means and the outcome of the situation.
Do you want a Hot Pocket?
Yeah, I'll take one.
Who ate my Hot Pockets?
Wasn't me.
This Hot Pocket?
Step 3 is reproduction, where you put yourself in the situation that you viewed.
My limited edition lean Hot Pockets.
Dude, chill out. Didn't know it was yours. Finders keepers, losers weepers.
I'll show you who's gonna be weeping tonight.
Step 4 is motivation, is understanding if you have the motivation to perform the action.
That'll teach you to never take my lean pockets again.
Now that we understand both agenda setting theory and social cognitive theory, what are the main differences between the two?
Well, aside from them being completely different theories, agenda setting's main form is through the news media and its influence based off of our need for orientation, which simply means how involved we want to be with what is happening in the world. And the issue obtrusiveness is which is the extent to how connected you are with the information being provided.
While with social cognitive theory, it can be through any form of media, but mainly focuses on reproducing violent behavior as seen through media by using the form of modeling, which is just learning by observing.
Perfect. And now that we know both theories, thank you so much for tuning in and learning about the different theories with us. We hope to see you again soon.
Dynamic Juno, signing out.